Hello Year 10 and welcome to this next lesson in Year 10 history. Before you complete this lesson, you need to complete the Knowledge Organiser quiz. This can be found on the Google form labelled number 6 Knowledge Organiser quiz. This knowledge quiz tests your knowledge of last lesson. So pause the video and complete that now. In today's lesson, you will be examining the way in which Gustav Stresemann improved the Weimar Republic following the problems of hyperinflation. Between 1923 and 1929, Stresemann played a leading role in German politics. In August 1923, Stresemann briefly became Chancellor, but his main role between 1923 and 1929 was as Foreign Minister, where he worked hard to gain the trust and support of other countries. Stresemann believed that the best way to try and overthrow the Treaty of Versailles was to win the friendship and cooperation of Britain and France. In 1926, Stresemann was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his diplomatic work. On the screen now are a few key facts about Gustav Stresemann that you need to know. Read through them now. The period between 1924 and 1928 in Weimar Germany is known as the Golden Years. This is because it is a period where Germany managed to get back on its feet after the struggles of the First World War and the suffering it went through in the early years of the 1920s. The years were golden for a number of reasons. Firstly, the economy began to boom. After the disaster that was hyperinflation, Stresemann improved the economy by replacing the currency with a new one that was much more stable. Due to this, German factories and businesses began to recover, making more money, providing jobs, helping the country to become richer. The second reason they are seen as golden years is that German culture expanded with new plays, books, and artistic movements that showed a different side to the country. This is what you will be looking at in the next lesson. Stresemann was crucial to these developments as he came up with a number of solutions. To help you remember this, you can use the word golden to help you. Stresemann pursued good relations with other countries to try and end the disagreements surrounding the Treaty of Versailles. Next, he ended the occupation of the Ruhr. This meant the French and Belgian troops left and allowed the German factories to reopen. Stresemann received loans from the USA, which took the form of the Dawes Plan. This gave Germany money to help boost the economy and pay the reparations to Britain and France. Slowly, the economy improved. Most important to this was that a new currency was introduced which put an end to hyperinflation. I have given you a general overview of the events. Your first task is to read through the information I have attached and complete the table. This table will help you to structure and focus your reading, meaning that you are able to gather more detail and understanding. The first thing is to complete the boxes marked Policy, where you will write down the different policies carried out by Stresemann. Don't do any more of the table at the moment. Just read through what happened. You should complete this directly onto the Google document as you have a copy each. So for example, for my first box for hyperinflation for policy, I've just simply summarised it as replaced old money with the Rente mark. 1 Rente mark equals 1,000 billion marks. Old notes were burnt. So I've got the key information from the text to describe Stresemann's policy in that area. Your teacher will be able to check your work and make sure you've taken out the correct information. This task will take about 10 minutes. Complete it now and then return to the narrated PowerPoint. Now that you have learned what Stresemann did, you are in a position to explain how successful he was. First, put in the positive results of his policy. The information I have attached helps you with this. So if I read through the article, I can say that the positive results of hyperinflation were that it was accepted by the German people and inflation was brought under control. Secondly, I need to complete the negative results. Again, use the information sheet. So I've summarised it as People didn't forget hyperinflation. People who lost money didn't get it back. They blame the Weimar Republic for their problems. So I've got all the key information there that I need. Finally, I want you to give a rating out of 5 for how successful you think Stresemann was. And you must also explain why you think this. So, as my example says, for hyperinflation, I've given an excess rating of 5 out of 5 because hyperinflation destroyed the German economy. The problem had to be fixed in order for the country to get back on its feet and start repairing the damage of the war. Now, this should take you about 15 minutes. So pause the video and complete that now. Okay, really well done on completing that year 10. Let's take a pause with where you've got to. Using the knowledge you have gained so far, I'd like you to explain how all of Stresemann's actions made Germany more stable. This will act as a conclusion to this section of the lesson. You only need to write a paragraph that don't take more than 5 minutes. This is entirely your opinion. Think about what Stresemann did and how did it help to improve Germany. Now that you've looked at and analysed what happened, you need to think about how this affected the people of Germany. In this table, all I want you to do is explain whether you think these statements show an improvement or a decline. I've completed the first one for you to give you an idea of what is expected. So for the steel industry, it says that Germany's industrial production increased and that by 1928 levels of production had returned to pre-war levels. I've said this was an improvement. By making more steel, Germany had the ability to make more money as they could sell the steel or use it to make machinery. And by 1928 they returned to making as much money as they did before the war. So I've clearly explained why I think that point is an improvement. So this should take you about 10 minutes, so pause the video and complete it now. Now that you've thought about whether these actions showed an improvement or decline, you need to rank them in order of who had the biggest improvement in their lives. I've completed the first one. So on my line here, I go from decline up to significant improvement. Now, I think farmers' lives declined as they had to face more competition and they were forced to increase their prices. So I put that right at the bottom. Use the table on the Google Doc to show who you think had the biggest and least improvement in their lives. Okay, well done year 10, you're nearly there. Just one final task for you to complete. So this is an exam question that requires you to write about 3 paragraphs. You need to use your knowledge from this lesson to write a fully developed answer. The Google Doc provides you with sentence starters and a clear structure to follow. Your teacher will be marking this and providing you with feedback on how you can improve. If you've already had the feedback on your last 8-mark question from last week, have a look at that, review it, and think about how you can use that information to help you write this answer. Okay, excellent work today, year 10. Just as your last quick task, there is an exit ticket for you to complete, just so you can check that you've got the key knowledge and understanding from this lesson.